Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where stories and other random things take center stage and imagination is prized above all. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are having a great time. I am very happy to be here. So welcome to today's video. I am reviewing Castles and Their Bones by Sebastian. I'm very proud that I managed to finish this in a really good amount of time. And yeah, now if you want to see my previous videos that I have made regarding this book, I will link them below. I have like 2 videos on it, specifically talking about the plot and my thoughts on it and stuff like that. So here we are. But let's touch on the synopsis again in case you do not remember what I read. Wait a minute. Okay. A spellbinding story of 3 princesses and the destiny. Hold on. And the destiny they were born for. Seduction, conquest, and the crown. Immerse yourself in the first book in a new fantasy trilogy from the author of the New York Times best-selling Ash Princess series. Empress Margaret. I think I read this wrong in the second plot discussion, by the way. Empress Margaret has had plans for her daughters since the day they were born. Princesses Sophronia, Daphne, and Beatrice will be queens. And now, age 16, they each must leave their homeland and marry their princess. Beautiful, smart, and demure, the triplets appear to be the perfect brides because Margaret knows there is one common truth. Everyone underestimates a girl, which is a grave mistake. Sophronia, Daphne, and Beatrice are no innocents. They have been trained since birth in the arts of deception, seduction, and violence with a singular goal: to bring down monarchies, and their marriages are merely the first stage of their mother's grand vision to one day reign over the entire continent of Vestiria. The princesses have spent their lives preparing, and now they are ready, each with her own secret skill, and each with a single wish pulled from the stars. Only the stars have their own plans, and their mother hasn't told them all of hers. Life abroad is a test. Will their loyalties stay true, or will they learn that they can't trust anyone, not even each other? I did enjoy this book, and I'm happy to say that my prediction that these books will basically be told in 3 different point of views was true. However, what I did not foresee at all is that the book would be written in 3rd person. I did not see that coming. I genuinely thought that she was going to write all this stuff in 1st person. So I am gonna say that since I have read Ash Princess, even though you have not seen my reviews for it yet, my reviews for Ash Princess will be coming out very soon. The first Ash Princess review will be coming out probably in the next 2 weeks, let's say, right after the week of Valentine's Day, so around that time. So I have reviewed Ash Princess and will be releasing the video soon, but I will say that I think I prefer her 1st person writing to her 3rd person writing. But they're both still good. I'm not saying they're bad. It's just that I usually like 1st person writing most of the time anyway. So it makes sense that I would. It's a subjective taste. But that's fine. Another interesting thing is that we got Margaret's point of view in 1 chapter. It was 1 chapter at the end that we got her point of view, and we got what seems to be some form of prologue in the beginning, which was very interesting. We barely get a villain's point of view, which I thought was interesting, but um, I did enjoy it. And I will say that Margaret still kind of like I saw like similarities to Crescentia, the villain in what is it? In Ash Princess. The difference is that we saw exactly how Crescentia became a villain, and we don't fully get to see how Margaret became super hungry for power. Like we saw Crescentia's through Theodosia's eyes, we saw Crescentia become the villain. We saw why she became the villain and how things worked out for her. But we saw a little bit of Margaret, and how, and like we got to see some of her history that was informed in the last chapter, which was kind of like an epilogue. And we get hints of her plans and what she hopes will happen, and what seems to be something that already started and seems to be confirmed that happened. I'm trying really hard not to spoil it because this came out Tuesday, okay? I want to give it at least a week before, if I choose to go into spoilers. I haven't figured out if I want a part 2 for this. Honestly, I don't know yet. If I do, I'll make sure to put part 1, or like update the title or something. But point being is, we got to see some hints of her plans, which, yikes, quite strong. And we also got to see who she confides in and why some of this stuff happened. So I thought that was interesting to see. I enjoy villain point of views, so I enjoy it. I liked it a lot. I wonder if we're going to see more of that point of view in the next book. And because it's written in third person, I think that works pretty well. But even if it was written in first person, it would still work perfectly. So, yeah. I think it was something. It was an interesting touch to it. I enjoyed the sister relationships. I think they were awesome. I also did enjoy the other relationships that came up, such as the romances, and especially the one with Sophronia and Leopold. I thought that was very adorable. Their romance was cute. I mean, Leopold was basically a naive little boy, but you know what? That's fine. It's fine. I mean, they're the same age. It's just that he is more like a child. It's like he was basically a sheltered child. And I was just like, how are you a sheltered child and are somehow the king? And you don't use your... I just, like, I understood it because, based on the context of the story, I totally understood it. But I will be honest, I was kind of annoyed in the beginning. But still, it was interesting how they fell in love through letters. I thought that was really adorable. It reminded me of This Is How You Lose the Time War, where basically we follow this like romance, and these women are technically enemies, but they fall in love through their letters. And it's interesting. I will say that for some, I don't know, depending on how you feel when you read, depending on your reading tastes, Castles and Their Bones may not fully be the right book for you. It is a slow burn book. It's very slow in what it does. A lot is happening, and it's a lot of court intrigue, which I enjoy a lot, but it is very slow. Like, things don't... Sorry. Like, things don't fully go into effect, like, until, like, close to the end of the book. Like, things don't start getting super, super interesting till, like, close to the end. Everything is set up. This book is definitely set up. It feels like a prologue to the other two books. So... yeah. The one criticism I have of this book is that there is not enough world building. There is very little world building. And unlike, I'm hoping that, by the way, it gets discussed a little bit, the world building expands in the other two books. But another thing is that there's very little discussion on the magic system. There's like a little bit of it, but there's very little into it. Like, we don't get a lot of the information on magic. But then again, I don't mind this too much, because Laura Sebastian, at least in Ash Princess, the magic system was pretty soft. Like, it wasn't super complicated with rules, which I actually enjoy soft magic systems because they're not super complicated. And I enjoy magic systems that are kind of in the middle, that have certain rules, but not too much. Like, I enjoy those too. But the point being is that there is a little discussion on it, but I hope that it expands and there's little world building in that. Although there are 3 locations, so the world building may have been a lot, but still, there's very little world building, and I think I would have liked more world building. That is like my main critique of the book. And the ending was such a cliffhanger. I need the next book. Goodreads says it's supposed to be published this year, as well as another one called Into the Glades. But I actually have some doubts about that, only because she seems to publish 1 book a year. And she already published this book this year. You know what I mean? So I have some doubts over the possibility of the book getting published this year. But who's to know? I mean, who knows? Jennifer L. Armentrout does like who knows how many books. I mean, she released 2 books last year. So, and I need to get more Jennifer L. Armentrout in my life, by the way. So who knows, right? Like, it's hard to say. Like, who knows? I'm still curious. I still want to see. I definitely want to see what the next book has to go on. Based on everything, I do have some predictions that could occur, and I do have some what ifs as well. I might make some videos on those what ifs and just see what happens. But I feel like definitely I'm looking forward to the next book, and I definitely want to see what's going to happen now, especially because of the ending. So that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was very hard not to go completely spoiler here, but it just came out, so I don't want to go into spoilers. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what if you plan to read this book, and let me know if you're excited for it, or any other book you're excited for, because I'm always looking to see what books people are excited for and new recommendations. I, for one, want to plan another recommendations thing, because I do want to recommend books. So if you have any ideas of a theme, maybe if you have theme recommendation ideas, I will gladly take those. Consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you're aware the moment I put out a video. The next video, I should see you tomorrow. I do have a video coming out tomorrow, and yes, it is. Okay, so the next video that's coming out tomorrow, so I'll see you tomorrow at 5 a.m. And the video that's coming out is my review for Aurora Rising. Actually, next week is entirely, unless I post bonus videos, the scheduled content is mainly about the Aurora Cycle series. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, consume stories. Bye.
Voiceover unmuted. You are currently on a button. Anexis Matos. Details. Collection. There are 5 updates available. You are currently on a collection. Quick time player. Quick time device select. 14. 1.22. Show capture device selection menu. Stop recording.